Oh, hey. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. My name is Danielle, and this is my perspective. First of all, please excuse my hair. It is down today, but I needed to dry just a little bit more before I start my whole hair day. Like, it's the day to take care of my hair. Okay, so back in line with food, eating, all that lovely stuff, because we know that I am preparing to start a new journey on eating healthier. Now, eating healthier will be my perspective, and it's for me. So not for everybody else to be like, ooh, what's your title, girl? Are you vegan? Are you pescatarian? Are you alkaline? Are you this? Are you that? It's none of that. Today, what I want to talk about is just your food, like you looking at your food, the food that you eat on a regular basis. And this is also going to speak to some of my Black people. So for Blacks, we have soul food. Oh my goodness. And we have the idea that, well, I'm sorry, let me not say idea. We have where it's like, okay, our slave masters had X, Y, and Z food, and we got the scraps and we made do with it. We made the best that we could and turned into some delicious meals, right? So a lot of that soul food turns into our family having generation after generation after generation, whether we tweak it or not. It's just heart disease, high blood pressure, like those types of things. And so part of my reasoning for eating healthier is because that definitely runs in my family, and it's time for me to break the cycle. Like, it's going to end with me. Now, other people in my family can follow suit on their own path, but for me, I'm deciding, hey, no, we're done. And another thing is in my past, I have definitely done a lot of different eating lifestyles, is what I guess I'll call it. And I know that they all work better for me than the one that I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm just on the SAD, SAD, which is the standard American diet. Back to food. So instead of us looking like, for me, okay, this is for me. So instead of me looking at, okay, this is soul food, this is what Black people used to do, and let me honor them by continuing to eat this food because it is some good food. It is some great food. It is some delicious food, okay? Instead of me doing that, what I'm doing is I'm putting a different spin on it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like we took the ish of ish that was given to us and we transformed it into some delicious food. Like, we were creative enough. We used the herbs, the seasonings, the spices. We used all of everything that we could get to be creative and transform. Do y'all hear what I keep saying? Creative and transform. So that's what I'm going to be taking from what our ancestors had to go through with their food. And so for me, it is, let's take these fruits and vegetables, let's be creative and transform. Now, I love fruit in its raw form. And there are a lot of vegetables that I love in their raw form. So I don't necessarily have to transform and be creative with them. Some of them I do have to like put some stuff in, but when it comes to, I have to transform it too much, or I have to be creative to make it taste good, a lot of times I'm just not going to eat those. Like, there's so many other different fruits and vegetables that I can play around with and get down with. And so for me, it is sometimes being transforming and creative with my mind. You know, I'm going to transform the thinking that I have around certain foods and certain things. And, you know, so that's what I'm working on now before we even get to Mother's Day, because that's going to be like a fantabulous gift to myself, is just eating healthier. And so, yeah, look at that. Another thing to look at also dealing with food is the different foods that I take in. Like, are they providing vitamins and minerals and fiber? Like, I'm telling y'all, like, I have an issue with fiber. And, you know, when you have an issue with fiber, constipation, your body getting rid of waste. Like, I'm breaking it down for y'all so y'all can get a better picture, because, you know, I might be leaving some stuff out. I know the stuff, but I might be leaving it out. And so just think, like, if your body has food in it that stores and stores and stores and stores, and it's not getting rid of it in a timely manner, it's like food in your refrigerator. Like, it's been there and it's not getting removed in a timely manner. What is that food going to do? It's going to start molding. It's going to start fermenting. It's going to start breeding-ish. And so in your body, it's the same thing. It's going to start fermenting. It's going to start diseases. And just think, if you're always constipated, if you're always just like not taking care of your body, it's going to come up with an always in a bad shape type thing, AKA chronic. So, you know, just take care and look at those things. And so for me, it's like, okay, let me look and let me see, because there are foods that I'm like, okay, I'm okay to do this, this, and this. Like, I can get creative. It's okay, because remember, just a couple of years ago, I was alkaline vegan. And so being alkaline vegan, like, I can make up some bread. I can make some bread. Like, I can make some great, fantabulous, even pizza and pizza crust. And that's just like whipping it up, no time, no nothing. I don't need no yeast. I don't need no eggs, whatever else people be using. Like, I can whip up some stuff, okay? And it was really, really, really good. And that's not just according to my standards. So, I was looking at that, and it was just like, okay, so let's look at this, Danielle. Like, do we want to include breads? You know, even breads that I can make that I know is not using milk and all that other stuff. Like, do I want to use this? Do I want this in my life? And so one of the things that I did with that is it providing minerals, vitamins, fiber? And I'm like, not that I can think of. So it's off the list, right? It's as simple as that. And then another thing that I was doing is, for me, guys, because I know me. How do I know me? Because I am me. I went through and I was doing a menu. And so for me doing my menu, I did a menu and I was like, okay, Danielle, this is what we need, because I had already done some questions, blah, 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 questions. And my questions were, again, am I drinking enough? Am I eating enough? Is this providing minerals, vitamins, and fiber? What do I do if I have a craving for meat? What do I do if I have a craving for salt? What are going to be some of my snacks? What? So I'm looking at all these things beforehand. Like, I'm not trying to jump in and be like, oh Lord, what's going on right now? Like, I'm not doing any of that. So I went through and I had done my menu based off of, okay, I can make myself eat this, or not make myself, guys, come on. But it's like, okay, I can eat this. Okay, I can do this. Okay, I can do this. And then it was like, because keep in mind, I'm going to be using my Vitamix. And so then I was like, okay, let me do a green smoothie, like no fruit green smoothie. And what would that taste like? And how would I feel and everything? And I'm like, you know what? I could probably get down. Like, let me try that one time. Like, I could, like, I was thinking soup. Like, come on now, not soup, but like soup. I'm not about to gross y'all out. Like, I'm gonna have to show y'all one time. And so it was like, I just went through that menu. Like, I made a menu and I gave myself at least 7 days worth of menu. And when I did that, then I went back through. And when I went back through, I looked at each day and I asked those questions. Am I drinking enough? Am I eating enough? Is it providing the vitamins, minerals, and fiber that I need? What about fat? Because there's a lot of times that I can go and not have my fat. And so, like, I need to make sure that I have enough fat in my day as well, or in my week. And so I had asked a question about fat. Okay, cool. Everything's good. Everything's good. And so then I went and I was like, okay, so what about these cravings? And so it was like, what about this meat? Like, if I crave meat, and the only reason I crave meat, and I can tell you, the only reason I crave meat is because it's savory. Like, I want something that's savory. And a lot of times if I'm eating just my veggies and my fruits and things like that, it's not going to be as savory as if you had like some soul food type of meat. Like, yeah, it's not going to be savory like that. It's definitely not going to include the fat. And another really big thing that you need to consider, that I definitely considered, is that my emotional tie to it, right? So when I eat these foods, it is in a sense of fellowship. Like, I'm usually not eating meat by myself. I'm usually eating meat when I'm in a group and it's people that I'm like chilling with and just like kicking back and just having fun and just, yeah, that kind of thing. And so it's like, okay, I need to make sure that I address that, because I go through phases. I go through phases where I will kick people out of my cycle, out of my circle, and out of my life. And it's just like, I don't like your energy. Your energy is not serving me. You got to go. And so there's a lot of people that are not in my circle. There's a lot of people that I don't talk to on a regular basis. There's a lot of people that I don't talk to at all. And so it's like, okay, well, when I get into those times where it's like, where's my fellowship? Where's my that? Then it's like, okay, what are you going to do? And so, yes, I can chat with people. I can FaceTime people. I can do all that. But it's just, make sure that I'm prepping for that. Because I don't want to be on my journey and all of a sudden this pops up and I'm completely unprepared, blindsided, and, T-boned. And it's just like, T-bone. Don't worry, guys. I don't eat steak. And just like out of the blue, how do I deal with this? But again, this is going back to soul food. Like, one thing that I know, and I'm confident is that I can transform and I can be creative. So it's not going to be a really big hurdle for me. But that is some things that I am actually looking at is, how is this food serving me? How is this food helping me? How is this food healing me? How is this food satisfying me? If it's just empty calories and things like that, mind you, I don't count calories. I don't know how to count calories. I mean, let me not say I don't know how to count calories, but like if you sitting here and you eating some cantaloupe and some honeydew and mangoes, not in that order, but if you're doing that, let's just say, okay, on a regular day, and I'm eating 6 mangoes, how many calories is that? Like, it doesn't say how many calories is in one mango, and I'm sure not about to look it up. Like, why? It's fruit. So that type of thing. So just be easy. I am definitely looking at, how my ancestors have taught me a lot. And it's not the easily seen things. This is our food. We need to embrace this food and all this. And, then it's like you sitting there and you watching generation after generation after generation, and your kinfolk dying from heart disease, they're dying, high blood pressure, and they're just being like, okay, it is what it is. And I understand, like, when you get older, it's harder to change some of your habits. And so that's another thing. I don't want to be older and being like, ooh, it's hard to change my habits. No, let me go on and do this right now. And so, like, instead of me looking at, okay, my ancestors blessed me with this soul food, I'm like, no, my ancestors showed me that I can be creative and transform anything into everything. Like, yeah, they took scraps and made it into a whole meal. Like, I can transform anything into everything. And that should resonate on every level. So there you have it. Today is just about knowing, the foods, and maybe the message was misinterpreted. Maybe the message isn't eat this food. Take your ancestors, if they were back then and they had the option to eat the food that they wanted to eat, would they eat the scraps? No, I don't think they would eat the scraps. I think they would eat way more healthy items. And then if you want to challenge me on this or go deeper, where is it that you feel that your ancestors came from? Do you feel that your ancestors came from a coast on the continent of Africa? If so, how does that land look? Does it look green and luscious? I mean, come on now, it's on a coast. water. So if it looks green and luscious, do you think that they're sitting there? Oh, and this is another thing. Do you see that the country, maybe there's a specific country that you know or believe that you come from, and or you took a DNA test and it said that this is an ancestor test, whatever them test is called, whatever, and it says that you came from blah 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 land. Like, is it booming and bursting with cows and pigs? No, because even if you want to say that you came from America, America hasn't even been busting and booming with cows and pigs. Like, come on. So just look at those things and look and see, like, what were they eating? And so if you look and see what they were eating, then why would they in America choose the foods that they were eating? Like, it was scraps and it was hard to get a hold of certain foods. So just look at that type of thing, and maybe you can honor or say that you are honoring your ancestors by eating the foods that they would prefer to eat. You know, hey, great grandma, you know, I know that you had to eat this right here. I'm going to honor you by eating and taking the healthier route and eating the foods that you ate, you know, that you would love to have eaten. You know, just do that. You know, just change your mindset. Just come on, guys. And so yeah, a lot of times there are also some of us who don't believe that we came from Africa, but we believe that we came from the Caribbean. There are others who believe that we came from right here. And so wherever it is that you came from, trust me, you were not eating the scraps. You were not eating the scraps. You knew the land. Hey guys, the window is open. So do better for yourself. You're not in that situation where you have to eat the scraps. You're not in the situation where you have to transform chitlins. You know, just, you're not in that situation. You are in a situation where even if you are not financially fit and you have to eat based on what you can afford, you can at least get you some beans. You know, you can get you some beans. You can transform them beans. You know, if you have to get rice, you can get you some brown rice. That right there is not going to set you back a lot of money. How do I know? Because I've been there. And there's another thing, like if you are financially strapped, like you can go get you some greens, y'all. And I'm talking like if you do, you know, your collards, your mustards, your turnips, things like that. If you need to get you some dirt and some seeds, you can get you some dirt and you can get you some seeds, y'all. Arugula pops up real quick. Arugula. So does lettuce. Pops up real quick. And the thing about those two, you can definitely do cut and grow. So cut and grow, let it, you know, you plant it, you let it grow, and while it's still, you know, just a couple of inches or whatever, let me not say a couple of inches, but while it's like in baby leaf form, like, you know what it looked like because you've seen it in the store. Google it, you know, but it gets to a certain length and you can cut it. You know, don't cut the whole freaking stem off and everything all the way down to the dirt and underneath the dirt and lift up the whole root system. But, you know, just cut it. And when you cut it, guess what? It's going to grow back because it's going to be like, who cut my head off? Who cut I still see sun. I'm coming back. And then it pops up and it has a whole new head and a whole new leaf and a whole new body. And then you're like, ooh, I can go cut again. So yeah, lettuce is the same way. Do not, when you're trying to do that, for me, I do not do romaine. I don't do the lettuce that comes into a head. I do the leaf lettuce because then you just, and you cut off the leaf and then you eat your food. So definitely work on being creative, work on transforming. I'm not going to sit here and do videos to baby step you through if you are going to be one of the people that's going to give me a but for every single thing, because that right there will tell me you ain't ready. And when you ain't ready, don't waste my time. So yes, I am one of those people that's just like, don't waste my time. Like if I'm gonna say something and you're like, but I don't have that. I don't even have that. Like I ain't even got a ride. Like I ain't even got this. I ain't got. If you ain't got, and you serious about it, cool. But if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to help you and you still want to give me an excuse for everything under the sun, be done. Like, we done. Why am I even talking? So yeah, if you have an honest question, comment, or anything, need some help, anything, please drop a line below in the comment section. I am going to go slather my hair with some oil because it is now, yeah, it's ready. It's ready. So I'm gonna slather my hair in some oil and do my deep conditioning, and then continue on with my hair. Yeah, you'll probably see me with the same hairstyle with it all twisted up on the sides and everything, because I don't like it in my face, and the ends can get like really tangle up. Oh my goodness, they tangle up. And so yeah, that's going to be what I'm doing for my day. Also making sure that I'm continuing mentally prepping my brain and prepping everything that I can prep prior to me starting my journey, because I want to start myself off on the best foundation. So like I said, if you have any questions or anything that's going to be dealing with how you're prepping for you starting on your journey, please drop a line and I will definitely get back with you. I don't take no shenanigans in the comment section, y'all. So keep that in mind. Please make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you are notified as soon as I upload a video. I do try to upload on a daily basis. So if you are brand new to my channel, you probably have some catching up to do. But it's okay. Better late than never. So have a great rest of your day, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye.